We all sleep, but can you define it? We can say it's a state of unconsciousness. We can be aroused by a sensory stimuli, and that's enough. Sleep is the state of unconsciousness from which a person can be aroused by sensory or other stimuli. But what about coma? A person in coma, he is also in unconsciousness state, but he cannot be aroused, which is different from sleep. In our day-to-day life, we can have different stages of sleep. In a tough day, we can have a very deep sleep, and in a rest day like Sundays, we used to have a light sleep. Am I right? So today we are going to learn about sleep physiology. First, we are going to have an overview about the two types of sleep. Second, changes in EEG at different stages of wakefulness and sleep. Rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep, and it's not REMO. But let's have a correlation with that character. In the film Onion, who dances here and there. So likewise, our eye moves here and there, that is to and forth during the sleep. But he is still asleep. It occurs in episodes that occupy about 25% of sleep time in young adults, which lasts for 5 to 30 minutes usually, and each episode normally recurs about every 90 minutes. That is, after a deep sleep of 90 minutes, there comes a REM sleep. From this, you will be understanding that this sleep is not so restful, and also it is often associated with vivid dreaming, and we can remember this dream too. After a continuous job for full day, we get extremely tired and sleepy. During those times, each bout of REM sleep is short and even may be absent. But in case of a normal night of sleep, after a normal day, let's take the person becomes more rested. The durations of the REM bouts increase. Important characteristics of REM sleep. Let's remember it with a flow. It is an active form of sleep, usually with active bodily muscle movements. As we said, REMO dancing. People usually awaken spontaneously in the morning during an episode of REM sleep. As we move, we get up. Muscle tone throughout the body is exceedingly depressed, indicating strong inhibition of the spinal muscle control areas. Despite the extreme inhibition of the peripheral muscles, irregular muscle movements do occur, in addition to rapid eye movements. Muscle tone is nothing but the partial contraction of the muscle at rest, that is without working. Here in this sleep it is depressed. Besides that, our eyes and body dance with dreaming. As a characteristic of the dream state, heart rate and respiratory rate usually become irregular. And also due to dreaming, the brain is highly active and overall brain metabolism may be increased as much as 20%. An EEG, electroencephalography, at this stage is similar to those that occur during wakefulness. Now, owing to this, our REM sleep gets another name called the paradoxical sleep because it is a paradox that a person can still be asleep despite marked activity in the brain. A characteristic feature of REM sleep, bruxism, tooth grinding, is present. More difficult to arouse by sensory stimuli than during deep slow wave sleep. Again, another important point. To summarize, REM sleep is a type of sleep in which the brain is quite active. However, the person is not fully aware of his or her surroundings, and therefore he or she is truly asleep. Slow wave sleep. Let's take the case of a duty doctor who worked 24 hours and he is so tired. He goes to sleep, and the first hour of deep sleep is the slow wave sleep. This sleep is exceedingly restful. The important characteristics of slow wave sleep include: there is decrease in both peripheral vascular tone and many other vegetative functions of the body. For instance, 10 to 30% decreases occur in blood pressure, respiratory rate, and basal metabolic rate. As a whole, in deep sleep, every metabolism decreases. The slow wave sleep is commonly called dreamless sleep, but dreams and sometimes even nightmares do occur during this sleep. The difference between the dreams that occur in slow wave sleep to that of REM sleep, in REM sleep, they are associated with more bodily activity, and in slow wave sleep, they are usually not remembered because consolidation of the dreams in memory does not occur. Changes in the EEG at different stages of wakefulness and sleep. We are going to discuss it with stages of sleep, which includes wakefulness, alert and quiet type, REM sleep, and stage 1, stage 2, 3, and 4 of slow wave sleeps. In the electroencephalograph, we can see a person who goes to sleep from the awake stage, then REM sleep, then stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and within an hour, he reaches to the stage 4. After this period of deep sleep, the person progressively go to a REM stage and again to stage 4 deep sleep, and again there recurs REM sleep, and after 4 hours we can see that the person goes only to stage 3 of slow wave sleep, and the period of REM sleep goes on increasing. And as a completion, at the 8th hour he goes to a REM sleep and then becomes awake. These are recorded in the electroencephalography as waves, which can be easily remembered by a mnemonic. Babes, I'm tired. Don't forget to include alert and quiet stages in wakefulness. To elaborate, during alert wakefulness, high frequency beta waves are seen. Quiet wakefulness, alpha waves are seen. During REM sleep, the waves are irregular and of high frequency, which represents beta waves. This normally suggests desynchronized nervous activity as found in the awake state. So, the REM sleep also gets a name desynchronized sleep because there is a lack of synchrony in the firing of neurons despite significant brain activity. Slow wave sleep during stage 1. As it is light sleep, the voltage of EEG waves are slow, which are broken by sleep spindles. That is, short spindle shaped bursts of alpha waves that occur periodically. During stage 2, 3, and 4, frequency of EEG progressively lowers and it reaches to 1 to 3 waves per second in stage 4, which represents delta waves. Basic theories of sleep, cycle between sleep and wakefulness, important physiological functions and disorders will be dealt in next video. I feel that I made this topic clear for you to move on. Try to gather more information as information is wealth.